So I'm going to go through and I'm going to do each question with you. On some of them, you can use your marker boards to put the answers in if you need to for showing your work. It's likely I will do that as well. And I'm also going to go through this with you to make sure that you know how to put in all the symbols. Here in Google Classroom, you're going to scroll down to quizzes. It's this one right here, Geometry Basics. Click on the login. And when you log in, you will log in with Google. Please make sure you logged in with Google. All right, question number 1 is give one other name for line R. Make sure you use the correct notation. A lot of people, the reason it didn't count it correct the first time was they didn't use the correct notation. So again, you can use AB, AC, or BC. What you're going to do is click on the box here. You're going to go here to symbols and click on that. We click on the symbols, and then we want an overline, okay? In order to get the one you want, you have to click and hold, okay? So if I put my cursor on this overline here and I click and hold, I can select the double arrow. That's the one I want. And then I'm going to put the 2 letters I want in there. It can be AB, AC, or BC. Any questions on that, on how to put that answer in? Number 2, name the intersection of lines R and line S. So line R is right here. This is line R. This is line S. Where do they cross? This is line R. This is line S. Where do they cross?
B.
At B. And it needs to be a capital B. If you put a lowercase b, it'll give you partial credit. It has to be a capital letter. Right, number 3, name 3 collinear points. What does collinear mean? On the same line. What are the only 3 points that are on the same line? A, B, and C. And all you have to type is capital A, capital B, capital C. All right, number 4. Use this image for questions 1 through 4. Oh, I already did that. So give another name for plane N. So plane N is this whole shape. You need to pick any 3 non-collinear points. All right? So I picked ABD. It could be DBC. It could be ACD, as long as you have the word plane. And then 3 of the points that are not on the same line. So plane, you do need the word plane, and then the 3 letters of points that are not collinear. All right? I pulled up the hints. So number 5 says name a point that is coplanar to point K. So anything that is still on this rectangle quadrilateral here, you can pick. So the only choices are either M or N. That's what they want, either M or N. I must not have put an answer choice in for this. Okay, either M or N. All right, number 6. Name the intersection of plane R and line JL. It is K. It is just the point where line JL passes through the plane. And remember the dashed line right here means that's behind the plane. We can't see it. Okay, it is a line part we can't see. So the answer here is K. Again, it does have to be capitalized. If you said point K and it marked it wrong, leave it and I'll mark it right. Because that's technically okay. All right, name 3 non-collinear points. Again, this one was too difficult to come up with every single answer. Again, any 3 non-collinear points. I'm just going to put MLK. On this one, again, there were too many different combinations. As long as you don't put JKL and you don't include the letter R, because R is not a point. Remember, it is a label, not a point. So as long as you do not put JKL or LKJ, you may use any 3 of those letters. So you can use any 3 of the combination. Any 3. And if it doesn't mark it right, don't worry. Again, just like it says here, I had to check this one manually. That's 4. All right, they want another name for line JK. JL works for me. So again, we go here to symbols. We go to overline, hold down, and we get to this double arrow. You can also put KL or LK or LJ. Technically, KJ is the same as JK, but it would have still been okay, as it is another name, okay? N is not on that line. So it has to be either 2 of the combination of J, K, and L. And I will be posting this video alongside this. All right, so on this one, you're going to want to use your marker board because we have if DE equals 4x minus 1, EF equals 9, and DF equals 9x minus 22, we want to find the value of x. I am going to just type it so you can follow along on a marker board. So again, first thing we do is we make our list. So DE is 4x minus 1. EF is 9. DF is 9x minus 22. Luckily, we don't need any special math symbols for this one, so you can do it with the text box if you are wanting to type it. Otherwise, you can handwrite it on your marker board and post the picture. All right, so our formula, DE plus EF equals DF. Substitute. And we end up with 4x minus 1 plus 9 is equal to 9x minus 22. Okay, so negative 1 and positive 9 are going to combine to give us positive 8. And then we have 9x minus 22. I'm going to subtract the 4x from both sides. Again, because I prefer my x's to be positive. So I end up with 8 equals 5x minus 22. And then I'm going to add 22 to both sides. I get 30 is equal to 5x. And then divide by 5 and x equals 6. And then all you have to do here is type 6. You do not have to write x. If you wanted to do it on your marker board and then take a picture, I'm just going to put a random scribble all over this. To do the marker board, it's the same like we do in Cami. You go here to add image. You go from take a photo. You allow the camera if it needs to. And then you just take a picture and add it. It doesn't let you crop it the same way, but it does allow you to shrink it and use it however you need to. And then right here, if you needed a calculator for anything, there's this last one. Same concept, except it wants us to find EF. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Show Your Work button. We're going to make our list like we always do. DF equals 78, 5x minus 9. EF equals 2x plus 10. And what they're looking for is the length of EF. So I'm going to put that right there. Our formula, still DE plus EF equals DF. Substitution, 5x minus 9 plus 2x plus 10, the 8. Combine like terms. We get 7x plus 1 equals 78. Subtract 1 from each side. And we get 7x is equal to 77. And we get x equals 11. But they did not ask me for x. They asked me for EF. So if you put 11, it probably only gave you partial credit. Bruh. Okay, let's see. 2x, so 2 times 11 plus 10. 2 times 11 is 22, plus 10 is 32. So the answer they were looking for is 32.